everyone, welcome to July 8th illustration. And if you're new, again, this is me catching up with all the past days. Now, I have now got to the part where I'm feeling so confident illustrating these that it's actually taking me a lot less time, so I don't need to speed up anything, and it's real time, as was the last video as well. The previous ones have been a little bit sped up, not too much, but just to let you know, these are real time, and I think a few of the upcoming ones might be real time as well. So I really loved the color palette of the previous illustration, and so this one was the last one I have published yesterday. So I'm doing 3 videos every day, and that way I'm hoping to catch up soon. So, well, it will be soon. It will be next week, which is basically end of month. So by the time we get to the end of month, I should be able to catch up with it. It is a little bit hardcore of a challenge that I gave myself, but I'm trying to push myself and be creative and also provide this content for you to enjoy watching, because you know, it's really relaxing to paint or watch botanical illustrations. So the composition here on the previous page I also really liked, and I decided to kind of mimic it slightly because I didn't want to go back to a different, maybe a more muted color palette and have 2 pages not work together. I find it looks good when they're kind of at least either similar in composition or color palette, something that needs to be kind of echoed throughout the layout of both pages. So I have gone ahead and drawn the hydrangea again and the leaves, and just changed the combination of the flowers slightly. So I have also created a slightly different flower here at the bottom, which is more kind of doodly, and doodles are always relaxing anyway, so that's fun. And as always, I start with this fountain pen, and I think I will finish the series right to the end with kind of this layout. So always starting with this fountain pen, which has waterproof ink that allows me to then go ahead and use watercolors or any water soluble medium on top, because it means that no movement of the ink will be there once the water hits it, and so it will be nice and clean. And that way I can give myself time to think and time to decide what mediums I want to use. And yeah, you're kind of more flexible that way, so that if you want to go for some dry mediums, you can do that, or wet mediums, whichever way you want to swing, you can totally do that. I also have really enjoyed adding these little doodles. It's sort of like little beads on a thread, you know, when they look super delicate, or almost not on a thread but on a wire, when the wire is a little bit stiff, and then you kind of wrap the beads around it. And that's sort of the look that I really like with these doodles, and I have been using it quite often throughout these illustrations. And I think actually after I finished, I went back and I added a few of those beady kind of doodles to the previous page, just to tie everything in and kind of make it sit well. Also, because it's a thin line, it almost looks a bit empty and like something is missing, and by adding these doodles, you can do them in different shapes. There is also a oval, kind of like a flat oval, that I like to doodle, and you can make them bigger, smaller, whichever way you want. I like them quite tiny like this as well. So I'm going back to that same color palette because I really loved it, and that was the Moonglow by Daniel Smith, as well as the Cactus Flower, sorry, by Daniel Smith, which is a duochrome. As I said in the previous video, it's beautiful on its own, but I love glazing with it, especially over Moonglow. I think it's the first time I tried it over Moonglow, and it looks stunning because there's a little bit of purple in Moonglow, and so adding the Cactus flower, which has a bit of that purple kind of electric blue type of iridescence, just makes the two a beautiful combo. It also seems to work beautifully on a muddy green color, so this color right here, which is a QoR, I'll link everything down below for you if you're interested. This is a QoR Green Gold, and it's somehow the cactus flower works really pretty glazed over it, but don't add it when it's too wet, so kind of wait until the green gold has dried, and then with a sort of on a dry surface, the cactus flower looks really pretty. And it depends what colors you kind of charge it into. Sometimes it looks pretty into wet, but glazing works the best, I think. So again, just kind of adding these whimsical flowers and creating things that just pop into my mind, and then going over again with Moonglow just for that extra bit of depth right in the middle of the flower, because I really like that darkness. If you look at the opposite page on that petal, it has that kind of intensity of the Moonglow, and then on top of it the cactus flower set so beautifully. So I just try to kind of do a similar thing on this page as well. And yeah, you can take just a few flowers. As you can see, there's 2 flowers that have been repeated throughout, and a leaf that is a very similar shape that has been repeated throughout. So you don't need to paint as many flowers as possible. Just kind of pick a combination or a composition rather of a couple of flowers. Let's say one to be your main flower, then a few flowers to be there, like, you know, on the side, and then a few little doodle flowers here and there with a few foliage and leaves, and that's all that really is required. I have also added that green gold on top of the hydrangea flower there, and it looks so pretty. But just make sure you water it out, because if you pack it on at its kind of most intense, it's a little bit muddy. So lift that intensity, and then you will reveal that beautiful luminescence, whichever way you say that, luminous color underneath it. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And here we go, it's already the 8th, and it's been so much fun so far. I have really enjoyed this process, going back and kind of working on a few different flowers, and sometimes I create something completely new, sometimes I revisit what I have created before and get re-inspired. But the point is, it's just this beautiful 10 minutes that I spend in my art journal doodling. Oh, here we go, I actually went back on camera and added a few of those beads. Yeah, and it's that me time of creating something adorable and cute in my journal, which makes me feel good and relaxed, and it's exactly what we all need, I think, right now. So there I was creating those flat ovals, which I mentioned before. They also work really beautifully. Try to just draw some straight lines in your sketchbook, and then see what kind of shapes you want to add. It doesn't have to be ovals or you know, little round objects. It can be something else, shapes rather. So yeah, just try to be as creative as you want to be and make it your own. Something you might discover that you really enjoy doing. So here is the close-up, and oh my gosh, look at that green gold together with moon glow, as well as the cactus flower. Beautiful trio. And yeah, I feel that those three colors, you can work them together or separate them into twos, and you can see here how beautiful the iridescence shines through that duochrome. It's somewhere between electric blue and like a purple. Super pretty and gorgeous. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.